Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven, and tonight, whenever the heck you're watching this, we are getting into low-proof bourbons today. Today, we are getting into a top 5 low-proof bourbons. But before we get into that, please do me that favor, like, comment, and subscribe. That helps us out a ton, and we seriously appreciate the support. But let's get into today's video. As you know, I'm kind of a proof whore. I like proofy whiskeys. That's kind of my jam. I go to that. Like 100 is my go-to drinking proof. That being said, Jordan, my co-host for the live streams, he really likes low-proof whiskey. So he challenged me to create a list of, low-proof bourbons. Let's find some low-proof bourbons that you actually like. And not gonna lie, to reach 5, bit more of a struggle than I anticipated. That being said, I'm going to bring you 5 plus 1. There's an honorable mention here on this list. Before we get into the lower proof whiskeys, a word from our sponsor. If you're like me and you hate the way you feel the next day after having a few drinks, fortunately, there is a game-changing product called Z-Biotics that is here to help. Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in your gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Z-Biotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. It's designed to work like your liver, but in your gut, where you need it most. Just remember to drink Z-Biotics before drinking alcohol. Drink responsibly and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. Yes, one bottle of Z-Biotics is equal to the price of a craft cocktail or a pour at a nice bar. That being said, nothing beats the price of a fresh morning. Go to zbiotics.com/tipsy or use a QR code down below to receive 15% off your first order. This code can also be used for a subscription basis as well, so you can stay ahead of the game and be prepared for your next day out drinking. Z-Biotics is also 100% money back guaranteed, so for whatever reason you were not satisfied, they will refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to go to zbiotics.com/tipsy and use the QR code down below to receive 15% off your first order. Thank you, Z-Biotics, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to it. All right, let's get right into this video. Talking low-proof whiskeys. One from the last video I just previously created, Doc Swinson's Sessions Blend. This is my jam. This is one of my favorite low-proof, everyday, easy drinking, sipping, crushing, summer pours ever. This is fantastic. Doc Swinson's, I don't need to go on about like how much I love them. They're on literally almost freaking every video. They are one of the best blenders in the whiskey bourbon game that I'm aware of, in the bourbon game. I don't want to involve anything outside of the US in this. That being said, this is a 90 proof 5-year-old MGP blend. Comes in around $35, and it is literally just like the crushable, like they just master blending MGP. It's sweet, has a little bit of spice in it, a little bit of oak. It is literally what I want in a bourbon. Crushable, easy drinking. When I think MGP, Doc Swinson's probably one of the better ones for it, especially at that price, man. For value, MGP with value, Doc Swinson's is your go-to. After that one that I don't actually own the bottle of, Angel's Envy. This is a private select. Love this private select. That being said, Angel's Envy is one of my favorite low-proof bourbons, like sub-90 proof bourbons. It is, I believe, like 43.3%, so that's like, oh man, if I do the math, carry the two. Oh, geez, I can't even do the math on the spot. It's like 86.6. Okay, whatever. It's 43.3%. We're not going to worry about the math of proof points. But this is a port-finished Kentucky bourbon. I don't know where they're getting the Kentucky bourbon from, but this is like my favorite, just easy going to whiskey. Every time I've gone a time in my life where I can't drink, deployments, going to the school, and one of the schools won't let me have whiskey there, whatever the case may be. Every time I've come back, so it's been twice at this point, I've killed a bottle of Angel's Envy because it's great Kentucky bourbon, port finish. You get that really solid, like winey influence in there. And it's crushable. It's easy. Absolutely love that bottle. And obviously, as you've noticed, one of the perks of lower proof bottles that I'm probably going to mention on all these bottles, they're freaking crushable. That is one of the best things about low proof whiskeys is they're just enjoyable. Sometimes cask strength whiskeys, they can get to be a lot. They can be a little bit too much. They can be overwhelming in your senses. They don't work out in the summer. Low proof whiskeys, they are perfect most of the year round. Maybe outside in the winter, not ideal, but depends if you live in Arizona or not, because Arizona, they're year round drinking stuff. Moving on. This one, I actually had 2 bottles for this, but I kind of went with the bougier one because, not going to lie, the bougier ones, it is better. Eagle Rare. Buffalo Trace is also a stand-in for this, but, this isn't a list of findable low-proof stuff. This is a list of low-proof whiskeys that I really enjoy. And Eagle Rare, love this bottle. This is single barrel select, and it is grapey as heck. And I love those Eagle Rare picks that lean grapey. Some of them, honestly, are a little bit better than Buffalo Trace, a little bit more oakier, some nice apple still. Some are absolutely blow your mind incredible. I really, really like when that Buffalo Trace flavor profile becomes grapey, and that's what this Eagle Rare is. Obviously, with it being a single barrel, they're going to change, some are better than others, so on and so forth. That being said, but Eagle Rares, man, oh man, oh man. If you can find them for $35, which I know isn't easy or super doable nowadays, but if you can, pick one up because they're pretty great. And then moving on, a bottle that was actually sent to me by this distillery, or actually the bottle before this bottle, but that is Redwood Empire Pipe Dream. Those of you who've watched the channel for the longest time, I really, really like Redwood Empire. I think they do a really, really great job blending. They made the quintessential bourbon blend, which is incredible because they did this with like 4 different distilleries' juices. I know it's their juice because it's from California, Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. So it's a blend of 4 different whiskeys. 4 different bourbons, probably differing age statements, differing, mash bills, so on and so forth. So it is impressive how well they blended just a quintessential crushable bourbon for $30-$35 here. These are really, really great. The 5th, final one that's a little new to me, but fits really, really well in this. Evan Williams single barrel. It has taken me way too long in my whiskey journey to get an Evan Williams single barrel, to try an Evan Williams single barrel. These are really, really good. It is Evan Williams, that kind of Elijah Craig adjacent flavor profile. So obviously I'm going to like it. A little nuttier, a little bit oakier. These ones are single barrels, and they differ in age statements. This one is going to be a little under 8 years, so 7 and about 10 months. And I really like these. These are, age stated. Basically, the way I would call it, it's lower proof, age stated Elijah Craigs. Really, really enjoy these. I put these on par, or this specific single barrel at least, on par with a lot of the Elijah Craig single barrels I found. But it's also at a way easier drinking proof point. And then last, definitely not least, honorable mention that I also work for the distillery on a part-time basis now. Adventurous Stills Peralta Bourbon. I work for Adventurous Stills. I have, worked for them for a long, long time. So, there's a little bit of a bias put in here, but this is a fantastic bourbon. It's local craft to Arizona. Do a very interesting thing with the mash bill where there's, it's a malt heavy mash bill and there's a little bit of chocolate malt in it. So it has this chocolatey espresso type bourbon. I really, really enjoy that as a desserty bourbon at the end of the day if I'm looking for something kind of on the dessertier side. These have been my top 5 plus 1 go-to low-proof bourbons. Do me that favor, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below what you thought about my list. Also, let me know what list videos you would like to see me do in the future. What do you want to see out of me? Again, that's been a wrap though. Cheers, y'all. We'll see you later.